Good evening, everybody. Tonight, I want to start off by just explaining what we're going to cover in this lessons. I'm going to show you guys how to do Unreal Engine and 3ds Max. We're going to focus on 3D modeling specifically, and the reason I'm using 3ds Max is because 3ds Max works with FBX files natively. Apps like Unity works with object files. What makes 3ds Max perfect for what we're doing is it works perfectly with Unreal Engine. So whatever you see on the screen in 3ds Max, whenever you import it, you will see the same thing on Unreal Engine or any app you decide to render your project in. Okay, let's start off. I want to show you guys basically what you can do with everything you gonna learn here by us. These are my free assets that I have currently on the store, on the Epic store. Fourth one in for review. So as you can see, I make my assets really cheap. That's $20 average for my assets, and that's the entire scene. You've got like a store prop with lots of store assets and yeah, stuff to basically build a scene. Okay, from here I'm just recording the screen, so just bear with me as I work through this. I want you guys to go and download the Epic installer. This is the Epic installer, as you can see. This is the same one I use with when you download Fortnite or play games from Epic, but we're going to work with the Unreal Engine tab on the left hand side. So download the launcher, click on that Unreal Engine tab on the left hand side, then you'll see the screen that I'm currently on with all these tabs on top. The tab I'm going to focus on is the library tab. This is where you can basically add your engine in that you want to use, want to install, or want to play. So from here you will be able to see all my assets that I have currently installed. And Unreal Engine is basically used for game development, app development, VR, augmented reality, and everything you can think of, virtual productions, animations, and everything is done through Unreal Engine. So we're going to be using Unreal Engine for our rendering. This is how you add a version. You click on the plus and there you get by that drop down. Then you can choose which version you want to download. I suggest we stick with 4.20. You'll see it's not here because I've already got it installed, but 4.20 is the one that I'm working with because it's Unreal Engine is not backward compliant. So if you start with 4.20, everybody using upward engines can still use your asset. So I'm just going to close this because I'm not going to download the newest version. There we go. So mine's already installed. You don't need to install yours now. We're going to do that later. But you can see all your projects coming up. Okay, let me quickly show you a project. This is one I'm currently working on. It's in for review at the Epic store with the Epic guys. So if everything goes 100%, this will be released pretty soon. So then it will be added onto this list and I can start selling it. Okay, so that one's pending approval. As you can see there, it's in for approval. That's my electronic store asset I'm working on, and this is basically how it looks. Okay, let me quickly play and show you what we're working with. So using 3ds Max, we're going to create realistic scenes. We can create realism. As you can see, I don't have realistic models in, so I don't have animated models like skeletal meshes. You can't see my feet there. Okay, so everything you can see, excuse the screen lag, it's because I'm presenting and capturing and playing Unreal Engine. But that robot, the boxes, everything you see there, I made myself in 3ds Max, even the fake PSP, the claim PP. Then, yeah, as you can see, every single thing here I modeled myself. Everything made in 3ds Max. and then animated and rendered in Unreal Engine. So as you can see, this looks like a first-person game environment, and all the code you can see is basically what I've added to the project. That makes things animated. The animations we're going to do in 3ds Max, but realistic renders, as you can see, everything, it's trying to look really realistic, and we're aiming for realism. But yeah, now I'm going to show you. This is really simple models, like this one here. It's a square box. The texture I chose, I put on the box, and there you've got a realistic looking box, and I created a laptop. So box laptop. Yeah, let's quickly go out here so I can show you the rest, what we're gonna do, and let's go on to the main app. What we use here, my go-to app, is 3ds Max. And like I said previously, the only reason I'm using 3ds Max and not Blender, because Blender is free, 3ds Max isn't. 3ds Max is natively FBX support. FBX is your format that you export your model to, and that is natively importable into Unreal Engine without any problems. Where Unity works with object files, and yeah, Blender specifically also works best with object files. Okay, this is 3ds Max. Don't worry a lot about what's going on at the moment. You don't have to focus on what I'm pressing, what I'm doing. Okay, let me start over here. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to worry about showing you the controls now. That will be our next lesson. Let me just basically show you what we can do in 3ds Max. Okay, so once you open the app, it's going to show differently to you because you've got the trial version, so it's going to have a little pop-up and everything. You just close that down, but let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's get to 3ds Max as soon as it opens up. Okay, so here we've got 3ds Max, your little viewport here. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm going to explain all of this and show you these navigations as we go along in our lessons. This is just the introduction. So let me get started. This is our modeling platform. That's our base. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and create a realistic looking type of model building. So what I'm doing now, I'm just adding a little square. There's the square added using a little modifier. Turn it into a mesh. Now I can add a texture, and guys, texturing is one of the most important things in 3D modeling. If you can texture, that's going to be an excellent plus for you, and texturing is really simple. I'm going to show you. I'm going to use the most basic of apps, Paint from Windows, just to edit this mesh. Or let me show you how this one looks. I'm not going to use it, but it's just a basic picture. Anything you can download from Google images you can use as a texture on any model. So that's just a little building facade. Let me show you when you start working with PBR textures. PBR textures, if I can explain to you, it's a texture that's meant to be rendered within a gaming engine or a rendering engine. So we've got textures that's broken up in different parts. So for this glass blocks, we have 5 different textures. That will be the basic color, we've got the metallic, we've got the roughness, we've got the normal map, and all that. So I will go through all of that with you, but just to show you how easy it is to actually texture, I did this little texture earlier, just one little thing I downloaded from Google. Then I edited a little bit with in mind that I'm gonna build a building. So there we have it. Let me resize this a little bit so we've got realistic dimensions. Then now I'm going to show you this drop down here. It's where you add your modifier list. Let me just select what I want to modify, and I'm just going to slice this model. What I'm doing now, I'm breaking this model up into smaller pieces. So I'm adding little lines to it, and what I'm doing with these lines, it's basically breaking the model up in smaller pieces. All of these sides you can see, it's faces. So all of these faces, I've got at the moment, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. The top, the bottom, and the two sides, back and front. So I'm breaking the front, back, left and right pieces. I'm adding lines to them, as you can see in there. So I'm adding a modifier, slice modifier. I'm slicing my mesh. So as you can see, just adding some more lines, and I'm gonna repeat this until I am happy with what I've done. All of this will be explained, because adding the lines in right places will help you a lot when you start actually moving things around. And yeah, this is interfering a little bit with the stop sharing button. I need to turn this 90 degrees to cut a vertical line. Wrong side. There we go, 90. Okay, we're in. Now I'm going to cut my vertical lines. And just to remind you guys, like I said, don't worry, don't take notes, don't look at anything. All you do, sit and admire. I'm quickly doing a little model for you, so you can see how I did it and how it gets done and how easy it actually is. This is repetition. I've only added one modifier so far. It's the slice modifier, and I've created the block and I textured it. That's 3 steps, and already we've got like something that resembles a model, something you can put in the backdrop. Now I want to cut it so I can make this more realistic. I want to actually be able to go into this building. So by cutting a few pieces out, I can make this more realistic and make it an intrable building. So select the polys I want to cut out. You won't be able to see it. There you can see I've cut those pieces. I'm just pressing delete, and now you can see I can enter that building. So there we go. Now if you can see, those walls are extremely thin. I've got a few options. I can extrude the walls and do it like that, but easiest thing for me to do, or let's just do the fastest thing at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy an entire mesh. Let me just clone it from here. Clone, there's a copy of it, and I'm just going to resize it a little bit so that I can make the inside back. Okay, so I can make the inside for it and create a separate wall. Okay, there we go. The side a little bit also, and that's a little bit too much, but let me turn. As you can see now, I'm creating some dimension for the wall. So let me just get it 100% right with what I'm happy with. That looks much better. So we've got a nice thin wall there, and as you can see, if I zoom in there, let me just quickly select, or yeah, there we go. That's the correct model. Okay, there's a few ways of doing it. Let me quickly try. I want to attach it to that one, so it's one singular mesh. I still need to invert those inside verts, but try and cap holes. Oh no, it's not going to work because I'm capping my own or holes I created. Okay, other way around. Easiest thing to do is create a plane. Yes, a little plane. There you go. Just add a little plane, resize it. There you go. Turn it 90 degrees. There we go. Cap that side. This is just rough, guys. Don't judge me. I'm really just trying to do it as fast as possible, not to waste your time. Turn it into a not slice back. Turn it into a mesh. then vertices, and ooh, vertices, we're going to learn a lot about vertices. But there's our vertice, our verts. Gonna move this vert down all the way, and there you can see now we've got our whole capped and realistic looking side. I'm just going to do the one, not going to worry about the rest, just to show you. Now let's say I want to do a little bit more complicated things. Let's say, okay, you see this side. Now that side I'm not happy with. It's got a door. We don't need 4 doors on the model. Let's quickly edit, and this is texturing 101. Now check how easy this is. I want to create a different texture for the side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my simple image word, and then from there cut. Somebody's trying to come in. How's it, guys? Okay, so just bear with me. I've copied that one, back, paste, and I want to add it here to create a little solid.
Thank you.
So sure, man, a solid piece for you here. Okay, and there we go. There we've got a solid texture, and that's gonna be for a side with no door. Save it, close it, and now I'm gonna just add my material there. Okay, there we go. Go choose my material that I just created. There's the one with the sides. Now choose the side that I want. Okay, polygon will work better. It's only 3 polygons. So now I apply my material, and there you've got your side. As you can see, now you've got one door, one side. So we can do exactly the same for the other side. Let's choose these. There we go. That's the entire one. Set the material, and there we've got the same side. So now here at the back, don't want another door. We don't want a back door. We can make it also windows at the back. So let me quickly select all these polygons. Almost this one, and that one, and the last one, and set it, and there we go. There we've got our model 100% right to be put into a scene. Okay, let me quickly show you what else we can do. Let's say we want to make it a little bit more complicated. Okay, so let's slice it a little bit more, and I'm going to teach you how to slice a model and how many slices you need and everything. But this is going to be quite simple. Just going to create one line here. Yeah, that's about right. And then copy. I'm going to create some more lines. Okay, there you go. Then let's copy some more lines. That's it. Gonna need 2 more lines. Let's quickly see. That's it, and then 1 more. Okay, and that's the last line. A little bit more so I can work easy with it. Okay, there we go. Now let me select these sides that I want to extrude. What I want to do, I want to create a little ledge that makes it look a little bit more realistic and more dimensional. So let's bring this out a little bit. Okay, now that looks about right, and now you can see you've got some dimension added to it. Okay, so let's just do that with the rest of the sides. As you can see, all of these are separate polygons as I split it previously. Let's quickly extrude this side. It's only one side. There you go. So now we're starting to really make this model look unique and make it look more like a real actual building. So let me do this last little piece. There we go. And now, as you can see, we've got some stretching going on here. Okay, let me quickly show you what else we can do. So you see that stretching there. Let's say I want to take that stretching. I'm not happy with that stretching. So what I want to do, I want to put a different texture in here. You can put just a normal texture. There's the red, as you can see. Let me quickly show you. 3ds Max has a little texture here with a pattern on it. There you go. Let me quickly set that texture here. Select this again. There we go. Okay, and set that texture. You're not gonna see it, it's too big. Let me scale it with a modifier. And there we go. Scale. And now you can see the pattern being reduced in size. So on every single little polygon that you can click, you can put a different texture, you can scale it differently, you can customize it, and that makes it really unique because now you can really play around. Okay, so that's that, and there you can see we've got a nice tile on the ledge there. So guys, this is basically what you can do. There we've got a nice little building. Not going to go further with it, but yeah, that's what I can teach you in 3ds Max. And basically you can build buildings like the one I have here. This is also a little building example of one I built previously in another project that I did. It's a little skyscraper, and you can really, with using different textures and stuff, you can really go into a lot of detail. You can add, as you can see, that looks really good, realistic render. Everything you see you can customize. So yeah, so every single thing you see you can actually customize and change and scale, add stuff. So in Unreal Engine I would be able to add a nice little metallic lens to this wall, to this glass and everything. So we'll have a nice render in Unreal Engine. This is using Sketchfab, and Sketchfab also has a nice render to it. But as you can see, I'm selling this for $10. It's a little bit high, I know, for one model. But yeah, this is my Unreal Engine marketplace. Ooh, marketplace not found. Okay, this is a problem. Don't know why, but let me quickly try and reload it here. Never seen this before. Let's go to the learning tab, go back to the market. Open sesame. Okay, there we go. And this is the marketplace. As you can see, everybody sells their assets here. Some people give them away for free. Some of them $5.44. There's marked down from $7.77. So there's quite a few of them here, and big bucks. Some of them go up to 2,000 rand, and even some for 6,000 rand. So lots of money to be made with Unreal Engine assets on the Epic Marketplace. And that's what I want to teach you. I want to teach you to use these to build these models, then create scenes and sell them. So that's a nice way of making money, creating income for yourself. And yeah, so this is my little store. These are my models that I've created over a few months. I haven't really uploaded a lot, but as you can see, there are some really intricate models you can make. This one is a New York apartment scene that you can basically place next to each other and make up an entire street, render it as a background or as a game environment to play in. It depends what you're looking for, but yeah, this is one of my best sellers on Sketchfab. So I'm gonna be able to teach you how to do all of this by simply doing what I showed you now. And yeah, it's not that difficult. It's really simple, and I'm gonna teach you the way to do it in Unreal Engine that actually works. No unnecessary steps, only the necessary stuff to make it work and render correctly. This is a model animated. I'm also going to go through animations, show you guys how to animate stuff. But little helicopter I made, that's also on a few servers on what's it, I think not CSGO. Can't remember the game now. Oh, Pug, yeah. So let's quickly look at it. As you can see, we're looking at the number of verts, and yeah, let me quickly show you how to animate something. These are verts. They are on, yes. On this model. There's a few verts. There's not that many. You can get a lot of verts if you start splitting the model. And as you can see, as I started splitting the models, the verts start getting more and more. So every single line adds a vert, and where they meet adds a vert. And if you have intricate models, it's going to add a lot of verts. So let's look at it. I want to show you. Let's look at what you can see, all the models I've created. Let's look at one of the models that actually has.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I have a question, man.
Yes, go ahead. Okay, just to
The airplane you made, or the chopper.
Yes.
How did you make it to move the top part of it?
Okay, everything was done in 3ds Max. Let me quickly show you an example how easy it is to animate stuff. Yeah, just gonna add a little. Let's say I want to make a door. If somebody walks over a trigger, it opens up, or when they press a button in Unreal Engine, I want them to open up the door. So in order to create an animation, I'll just add a little door. That will be a separate model. So add a little door, and the easy way to do it, it's simply on this little bar here, but we'll cover that in, I think, lesson 5 or 6. But this is really basically how easy it is. It's adding 2 points on a timeline and setting those points and then playing it. So the trigger will be in your application like Unity or Unreal Engine, but you will model it in and do the animation in 3ds Max. And there's your animation. Same thing was done with the rotary of the helicopter blades, so that's why they rotate like that. Any other questions? Anybody? No questions. Everybody happy? Yeah, what I'm going to teach you, what you saw, and you'll be able to do it within 30 days of your expiry of your 3ds Max trial. If there's any other questions, guys, please ask me now. This was just a simple introduction.
It's cool.